Hello students, welcome to the biology class. In today's class, we will be learning about the waste management system that is present in our body. Right now, you are able to look at nose, skin, digestive system and kidney. Are they truly related to the waste management system? Of course, yes. And there is a name for this particular system, that is the excretory system. Now students, in humans, the excretory system is very well developed. Indeed, it has many important components or parts in it. So let me show you different parts. At first, here you can see it has a pair of kidneys, and next a pair of tubes called ureters, and next to it bag-like structure called urinary bladder, and at last it is urethra. So let's summarize different parts here. So the first, it's kidney, second it is ureter, and third it is urinary bladder, and at last it is urethra. I hope everybody got this. Now students, let's look into these structures, that is kidney. And my question now is, where are they actually located? The kidneys are located in the abdominal cavity on the either side of the backbone. Clear students? And if I ask how do they look or what is its size? Here are the things. First thing, each kidney is bean shaped and each is about 10 centimeters long, and as per color is considered, they are dark reddish brown in color. As you can see, right? Yes, of course. Now students, let's have a question time. So here comes the question. Let me help you in reading it. So the question is, the excretory system in human beings include a pair of kidneys, B, a pair of ureters, option C, that is a urinary bladder and a urethra, and option D, all the above. Now, just now we learnt it. I will give you 10 seconds to answer this. Okay, your time starts now. Five seconds more. Okay, your time's up. So the right answer for this particular question is all the above. That is option D. Now students, let's learn more about kidneys. Now, if we take section and observe closely, we can see certain distinct parts here, right? Now let me help in identifying them. At first, on the outer side, we can see a particular part that is called cortex, and we can see medulla, which is quite inside, and you can also see a particular pyramid-like structure here, right? And this we call it as renal pyramid. And apart from this, we can see blood vessels, and each has its own name, that is renal artery and renal vein. Clear students? Now to summarize, kidney has outer cortex and inner medulla, and next is we saw renal pyramids, and at last it's about the blood vessels, that is renal artery and renal vein. Clear students? Okay, so to understand more precisely, let me take a particular part and highlight it and show it to you. So here is a section of kidney, and let me focus on the section that I have taken here. Now here comes the focused one. Now observe closely here. Here we can clearly say which is cortex here. Observe closely. Yes, this is the cortex, and the red color blood vessel is the artery, and the blue one is the vein, and at last we can see the medulla. Now I am sure that you all understood about the parts of the internal parts of the kidney. Clear? Okay. So students, if at all I take you inside this particular kidney parts, okay, let me show you. We can see numerous such type of tubular structure surrounded by the blood vessels. You are looking at them, right? Yeah. Now what is this structure? It is quite complex, right? Let me simplify them. On simplifying it, it appears like this, and the structure's name is nephron. You might have heard about it, right? Yes. Nephron is the filtering unit, and each kidney has around millions of them. Okay, it has millions. Their number is huge, which help in filtering the blood. Clear, students? So as you can see here, each kidney has large number of filtration units called nephron, and this nephron is the structural and functional unit of kidney. Clear? Now let's see different parts of nephron. Now the first what you are looking at is the Bowman's capsule. And this Bowman's capsule further leads to a convoluted tubule that we call it as proximal convoluted tubule, and which further leads to a loop that is Henle's loop. And further you can see it is connected to distal convoluted tubule, which further connects to collecting duct. Okay, but we have forgotten the most important part, that is the glomerulus, which is inside the Bowman's capsule. The glomerulus is the network of capillaries that is present inside the Bowman's capsules, where exactly the actual filtration happens. Right now you are seeing at it. Clear, students? Okay. So let me summarize these parts again. Observe closely. First, Bowman's capsule. Inside the Bowman's capsule we can find glomerulus, and next is the Henle's loop, and Henle's loop connects two convoluted tubules, that is proximal convoluted tubules, and the next is the distal convoluted tubule, and the final part is the collecting duct. Clear, students? Okay. So please note down the details about the structure of nephron. So the first part is the renal capsule consists of a two-layered cup-like structure called Bowman's capsule, and the second statement is inside the capsule there is a network of blood vessels called glomerulus, and the last part is the proximal convoluted tubule and the distal convoluted tubule both are connected by the Henle's loop. Clear, students? Please note down these points. Okay. Now let's continue. So here comes the question time. So your question comes on your screen. Okay, observe this question. Let me read out for you. The filtration unit of kidneys are, that is option A, ureter, option B, urethra, option C, neuron, and option D, nephrons. So just now you have learnt it. I will give you 10 seconds of time, try to answer this particular question. Clear, students? Okay. So your time starts now. Just now we learnt it, you know it. Okay. 4 seconds up. 1. Yes, your time's up now. Okay, students. So the right answer for this particular question is which one? It was nephron, right? Or anything else? No, it's nephron. You are right. Okay, now let's see what else we can learn in this particular chapter. So the next concept is the formation of urine. What happens here? Now, as you are looking at here, in glomerulus, different types of small molecules like water and other nitrogenous waste along with glucose, amino acids and sodium chloride are filtered out from the blood. And these molecules reach the next level of the tubule, that is the proximal convoluted tubule. And throughout this tubule structure, different molecules are reabsorbed to the blood, and the concentrated urine finally reaches the collecting duct. So this is about the formation of urine. So it has different stages. Now let's refer each stage. So when I am telling about the formation of urine and different stages, I can majorly group them into three stages. First one is glomerular filtration. Second is the selective reabsorption, also known as tubular reabsorption. And the third one is tubular secretion. So let's learn about each of them. The first is the glomerular filtration. In glomerular filtration, as I said earlier, many small molecules like water, along with the nitrogenous waste and other unwanted materials, are filtered out of the blood from the glomerulus and they reach the proximal convoluted tubule. So this process is known as glomerular filtration. Clear, students? Okay. Now in selective reabsorption, when these particles reaches the other part of the tubules, certain selected parts like excess of water, yes, excess of water, it might be glucose, most of the other substances are absorbed back to the blood. Clear? So that is why this process is called as selective reabsorption. So what I can say is, essential substances from the filtrate are reabsorbed into the blood. This process is known as selective reabsorption. Now there is one more stage where exactly something else happens. What happens? There are certain structures which allow some secretion into the concentrated filtrate. What are the substances? Normally drugs and other urea related substances, they re-enter into the distal convoluted tubule from the surrounding blood vessels. Okay, so now this process we call it as tubular secretion. The active addition of some important salts to the circulating filtrate in the distal convoluted tubule is known as tubular secretion. Now once everything is added to the distal convoluted tubule, it becomes urine, and this further leads to, yes, collecting duct, and from collecting duct it reaches the ureters and finally to the urinary bladder, and from bladder it is released through urethra. Clear, students? So this is how urine formation happens in the human body. Thank you.